Hi, I'm Crystal.
And I'm Nathan. This is our story of buying and selling a house.
We decided to sell our house in Lowell because the market was really great for selling our house, and we needed a location change. We worked 30 minutes away from where we were living, and it was just hard for us to really get some quality family time in. So we made the decision to sell our house, and our next step was to contact Sarah, our realtor, and find somewhere closer to family, friends, work. Getting our house ready to sell does force you to clean. Just make sure that things were
Well, once things were tip-top, then at that point, it's just a matter of letting our realtor, Sarah, do the rest of it.
It was a really quick process, and we were able to list our house within a week and a half of us deciding to put it on the market. So
yeah, my actual part of this was very small.
I make the decisions.
So ultimately what happened is we list the house on Wednesday, and then we know that there's going to be showings on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we have an open house on Saturday. On Sunday, I don't remember we had an open house.
So while things are stressful, while you're trying to get things listed, there's also having someone to represent you and to be able to handle all different situations that are going on. It does take away the stress. So yes, there's stress for getting your house ready to sell, but there is leeway. It's not a black and white situation. There is a lot of gray. We had complete control over our showings, which was super helpful, and it's helpful for anyone, whether you have kids or not, because there's an app that you could just download. It's called Showing Time, and anytime someone wants to view your house, it sends you a text, and you can reply right in the text whether that time works for you or not. And if it doesn't work, then you just go in the app and you suggest a different time. So when we get an offer on our house, it's really great, it's really exciting, but then
you're like, oh crap, I don't have a place to live. For me, not knowing where I was going was something that was had a fairly large amount of stress, because while I knew that we were going to be able to sell our house and we were going to be able to get a reasonably good profit from selling our house, I knew that we were buying a house in a market that was for sellers. I knew that every listing that we saw was something that was going to go away in a few days. Yeah, and then there's the hour-long text conversations like every night. What do you think about this house, Sarah? And what do you think about this house, Crystal?
So while we get overly excited about all these different opportunities, our realtor is able to kind of work through those where we can narrow it down so we're not overwhelmed with our choices. Through my daily conversations with Sarah, she did realtor walkthroughs, and she did them over video chat. And so for something that we were scouting out, I could see while her doing a video chat. So that really kind of gave me a view of, yes, I want to see this, no, I don't, because things look different in person than they do in pictures. And so that was really helpful because we just don't have the time with small kids and working to always drop everything we're doing and go look at a house. So we found the perfect location. We found the house. We found the Grove house, and it was 5 minutes away from where he worked, in a neighborhood and just a good community where we could really raise up our kids and know that they were going to have neighborhood kids to play with, and just couldn't even believe the house was still available. It
just didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense.
And when we put our offer in, we had some conversations with our realtor, and they had said, look, if we like your offer, if it's an offer that we're going to seriously consider, then we'll look at rescheduling the open house. We'll actually look at canceling the open house, accepting the offer, pulling the house off the market. We're not getting the house. They're putting the house back onto the open house. There's going to be 1,000 people walking through there.
Very, very coveted area too.
There's going to be somebody with a better offer than what we put in. So we felt like we had to move on and continue looking at houses. And this is after already looking at houses for a week, just exhausting. Looking at houses with 3 kids, taking them into the house, taking them out of the house, taking them into the house, taking them out of the house, taking them into the house, taking them out of the house.
So we, it had gone past our time, and we're like, look, our house on our selling end is moving along, and we got to find a house. So we found another house. It was amazing. It was everything that we wanted in a house. It had this really awesome retro vibe.
The school district where I went when I was a kid.
Yeah, so it had a lot of nostalgia for him. It didn't even take us long to say, hey, look, our offer's expired. We haven't heard back. This is the house. So we backed out on our first house that we wrote an offer in on.
So we backed out at Grove, and we decided to pull our offer from Grove, put in an offer on Clover.
And so we walked away so confident. We're like, this house is in the bag. We got it. No questions asked. So we were really just expecting like the phone call saying, hey, look, you got the house. It's going to be great. But that's not the phone call that we got.
We put our offer in on Sunday. It felt like 4 days.
I'm sure.
It might have only been 2 days, but it felt like 4 days. And all this time, it's like we know we have this great offer, but we know the house is still on the market. We know that people are still viewing it. We know that they're still getting more offers. And they're still actively searching for more buyers.
You lost the offer by $1,000. And we could have offered more. Man, that was a letdown too. Our kids fell in love with that house too. We actually, during that process, had the sellers on Grove say, hey, please just walk through our house again. And so we're like, they didn't get any more offers. We still really love that house. So we did another walkthrough. So we proceeded through with Grove. Great condition. We were not expecting any problems. We had our home inspection. That night, the day of our home inspection, Sarah calls us and she says, are you sitting down? And I was like, why? The realtor from Clover called her and said, hey, the other deal didn't work out. It's 9:00 at night. And they say, you have 1 hour to make a decision. We're willing. We're giving you guys another chance for your offer, and we'll lower the price by $5,000. We have two sellers wanting our offers, our bids, and this is just not something we thought we were going to be doing. We were going to be the ones fighting for the house that we wanted, and it's the other way around. And so
it's like this future self that we created, it's alive again, and we have another chance for it. But now, we also have this kind of moral obligation to the people that we're in contract with, and we put in an offer to their house. We've already started to picture ourselves at Grove.
Right.
We've already started to picture our kids at a new school district, and with the new friends that they're going to be making here. Yeah, so that was part of why we were so stressed out. And part of why we had to walk the first time is because our offer was under the list price, which is why we figured there's going to be 100 more people walking through here, and they're going to get an offer that's at or above list.
Do we go with the house we wanted, but we also just started falling back in love with Grove and kind of building our dreams there again. And Sarah really helped us work through that. 9:00 at night, she even got us more time that we said, hey, we can't make this decision in an hour. We talked about it for hours, just trying to figure out what we're doing. And she walked us through it and said, hey, look, what are the pros? What are the cons? And what we really want is a family, because a house can be really cool. It can look so cool. It can be whatever, but a style is a style. And what it came down to is our kids' futures and how they're going to grow and how we're going to grow as a family, and what really mattered more. And the reality is we fell in love with two houses, and we just had to pick.
Yeah,
Pick which one.
Pick which one. There were a number of tears spilled. And through all the laughter and all the joy that went, this was a roller coaster of emotions this night. But Sarah was there through all of it. She was able to help us cope and deal with all these emotions, even after getting through buying and selling the houses. She's able to help us, say goodbye and have some closure to the house that we didn't buy.
The advice I would give for people selling their house is to, one, get in contact with a realtor. Sarah is a great one. She is always available to answer your calls, no matter how crazy they are, because selling a house, is stressful and you're going to have a lot of questions. The reality is you're not going to end up homeless, and you will find a house, and you need to really lean on your realtor for that. You're not on your own. You're not the one having to do it all. You need to give some of that to Sarah, because that's what she does. That's what she's here for.
So you just need to have a realtor that you know for certain is going to act in your best interest. I think that you have to know that by talking to your realtor.
You need to have communication. Your realtor, they're a person. They need to be able to communicate with you like people do. You need to feel like that you can go to them.